regardless of whether or not this is the top, you have to realize that life, trading, your P&L, everything really, you can't get shaken out of this when in reality, it looks something like this, right? I'm not just saying this is just the chart. This can apply to so many different things. It can apply to your balance, right? Your P&L is not just going to go up only. On a high enough time frame, this is a straight line. But you got to just remember, right? We're moving up, and there's a period of drawdown. Moving up, period of drawdown. But the key is the higher lows, right? Are we consistently progressing? And so again, this could be about the chart itself. Up only is not this. Up only really is this, right? Maybe the pullbacks are shallow, but they still exist. Your P&L going up, having a profitable year, there's still going to be periods of drawdown, periods where price isn't going vertical. And that's true in life as well. You're going to have a great year, but there's going to be periods within that year that weren't so great. But the key is the higher lows, right? The key is that you're continually progressing. And the best way to ensure that you survive, this and don't get shooken out in these down periods is by maximizing what you do in the up periods and then protecting yourself in the down periods. And again, that goes for trading, that goes for life, that goes for so many things. So when we have easy mode, right, we want to be pressing on the gas, we want to be crushing, we want to be doing well. But then on these down periods, you don't want to erase all the hard work, all the money, all the progress you made in that up move on the pullback, which inevitably ends up leading to a higher up move anyways. So whether or not this up only environment is over or not, it's too early to tell. The bottom line is if your stack is bigger, you're doing well. If you made money, you're doing well. You didn't have to long the highest beta coin. You didn't have to keep 100% of everything that you made. As long as you're progressing, you're moving forward and not backwards, you should be happy, be proud, and recognize that you're on the right path. Don't be afraid to be proud of the progress that you've made and feel like you've done a good job. One of the biggest problems with social media, whether this is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, is you're inundated with information. You're inundated with videos, pictures of, someone who's lifted more at the gym than you, someone who's got a nicer watch than you, they got a better car, they longed a coin that went up more than yours, they are posting a P&L with an extra zero. And if you focus on that shit, you are going to be internally disappointed in your own performance, your own trading, your own improvements at the gym. So don't let what you see online control and change your perception of your own performance, your own journey, because none of that shit affects you. However much money someone else makes, however much, what coin they long that you didn't, it does not affect you whatsoever. In trading and in life, it's you against the future you. It's you against you of the past. So you just want to keep progressing. So over the last year, what is the direction price has gone? We had a down move, then a big up move, down move, then a big up move. Maybe we have another down move before continued higher. I don't know. But do you have more money than you did here? Do you have more money than you did here? If so, you're on the right track. So don't be so hard on yourself. It's all good. And if this is the beginning of a bull run and we're going to make all-time highs, these pullbacks are going to be insignificant in hindsight. Because if we're going to end up here, you're not going to remember these pullbacks. This advice is true for trading. It's true for life in general. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to others and assume because you're not doing what they're doing, you're not in the same coin that went up more than the coin you're in, that you're not doing a good job. If you have more money now than you did 2 months ago, than you did a year ago, you're on the right track. Shouldn't you cut it while it's trading close to break even? Why? Here's the problem with that logic. If you're in a trade, let's say this is your setup. Price comes into your level, you get filled, goes up a bit, and then it goes like this. And you say, oh fuck, it's not working out. Comes up towards break even, you close. How mentally fucked are you gonna be if it then does this, right? You're gonna be pissed. Maybe you ate back in or you do something stupid or you FOMO, right? You're gonna be pissed. Why close it here if my invalidation was here? Before I entered the trade, I was ready to have price trade as low as here without being wrong. And if it traded to this level, I was prepared to lose the amount of money I put up on that trade before I even entered it. So if you're exiting your trade before it gets to here or here, you have to ask yourself why. This is where I think it's going to go, and this is where I think I'm wrong. So any level in between that, theoretically, I shouldn't touch it. So the whole closed for break even fallacy, in my opinion, is dumb. I was prepared to lose this money. So why would I close it here? Because what if it ends up going going up, then you're going to be pissed. Now, if you think things have changed, if you think that the market or your setup is no longer valid and it's close to break even, or you want to cut it at a smaller loss, or you want to take profit before your TP for whatever reasons, of course you can do it. And I do that all the time. I will close positions before stop outs. I will take profit a little early. I do all sorts of things. I'll take partials, but I've been doing this a very long time. For new people, especially if you're new to trading, I think a really good piece of advice is let the trade play out. If you entered here, it should be for a reason. If your stop is here, it should be for a reason. If your TP is here, it should be for a reason. So if you're entering the trade and then closing it here because someone on Twitter said something and then it does this, you're going to be fucking annoyed. You're going to be pissed. If you're in a trade and it goes down to here and then it goes up, right, and you close it, you're going to be fucking pissed. So trust your setup. So I did this on Link. If you're in the Haven, I posted this trade on Link. I longed this retest here. So I took this exact trade and it just wasn't going. It was dicking around, and then it did this and I kind of was like, it looks kind of ugly. I closed it. It ended up being an SFP and then it ended up ripping. That's extremely frustrating, right? But you're over analyzing. My trade idea was not wrong till here, so why would I close it before then? After a big loss, how do you regain your confidence in your setups and abilities? So there's so many analogies for this, right? But you don't lose the skill. And really what it comes down to is if you have the reps, if you have the data, you trust the process. So if you're a basketball player and you've taken 10,000 shots and you know over 10,000 free throws, you're going to hit 75% of them because that's just what you do. Over that period of 10,000 shots, there's going to be periods where you hit dozens in a row and then miss a bunch in a row. There's going to be periods where you're really streaking and then not streaking. But over the long sample size, it's 75%. And trading is the same. You have all of this data because you've built this system, you've back tested it, you've forward tested it, thousands and thousands of data points and trades. There is going to be periods of time where you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, but you know over the long term the system is profitable, so you have to keep taking the setups. Because if you stop taking them or you start adjusting midway, now you're throwing all your data off because that data was only relevant when you did the same thing every time. That's why it's called a system. It's systematic. You got to trust your system. If it worked before and you have the data to back it up, there's going to be periods where it doesn't work. Now, can you take a break, reset mentally? Of course, because what you don't want to do is take trades that are outside of your system. You don't want to take trades that are FOMO induced or whatever. You don't want to do any of that. You can reduce your risk if you think that, you want to size down a little bit and get your confidence back, by all means. You absolutely shouldn't double your risk. Don't do that. And if you're taking big losses, you have to ask yourself, are you risking too much? Are the losses big because you've taken a bunch of losses in a row? Or did you over position size and you took a trade with too much risk and you lost more than you wanted to? Because those are two different things. Losses that occur from a losing streak, that's part of the game. You're risking 2% per trade. You might lose 3 or 4 trades in a row. Then you can maybe risk 1% on the next one. But if you risk 10% on one trade, that's how you fuck yourself. Because if you're doing 2% per trade and you're losing some, but your equity curve's going like this. But then if you take one trade where it's 10% risk and you get it wrong, that's how you really fuck your shit up, right? So try and avoid that.